Alright guys, Whiskey Sierra Modding here. I'll show you some mods that I'm working on. Been a little busy, it's been a while since I actually recorded a video. I can give you some updates on some mods that we have in progress and where they're at and when you can expect to see them. So, I've got a ton here. This is Mercer County, and I've just been using this basically a test bed. This HUD here. So, y'all remember the very first truck that I ever did was the Cascadia, the day cab. The P3 generation, or the older body style. It does like a glider kit with custom sounds. It's undergone quite an update since then. Let's see, this is the interior. This is a Hum 3D interior, so it's what's actually supposed to be in the truck versus what was in the truck before, which I think was something from an FS17 mod that I had converted. Let's see how this one looked. Okay, I had seasons on here and it kind of caused little issues with early wear on the dash, but it looks halfway decent now. But it'll have single and tandem axle. There'll be options for a front push bumper. Let's see, it'll have multiple sounds. I don't think I have one here with multiple sounds yet, but this one's just got the normal sounds from the new Cascadia. So, shiny and new static lights. They weren't really bright at all in the old one. As you can see in the running lights, it's like a real thing now. It actually lights up. Turn signals. Left and right. Flashes. The sounds are the same. That's the sleeper truck, but they're a little bit different. Random trailer. See this one looks. But I used some stuff that I used on the new Cascadia, the sleeper cab truck. I took the wheels from it, which I'm also going to make some custom front steel wheels. The sound file changed up just a little bit, so it's a little bit different than the one from my other Cascadia. And I made this single axle frame as an option. Just got to fix the exit point. It still kind of traps me in there. See, it looks a lot better with those wheels on it instead of the wheels from Blue Lines Pete. Let's see, kind of taking through the truck itself and the options in the store. Regular Cascadia Evolution 113 is a short nose Cascadia. Of course, still tons of color options. believe being my favorite. Single axle Alcoa, then you got the single axle with the aero cap, front covers, super singles, of course, normal Alcoas, and then tandem axle. You can see this one object change here. You don't get this extra saddle tank if you get the single axle, but when you get the tandem axle, you do get the extra tank. Aero caps. I thought about doing a flow below. Used the one from the sleeper truck, but I decided not to. So same thing. Super singles, front covers, normal Alcoas. Let's see. Let's do that. All right. The same thing. You can have beacons, flatbed rack, or beacons, and I just left that the way it was. Bumper guard. You either have black or you can have stainless. Throw black on here. Let's see. Engine options. This is where it gets kind of interesting. Actually, yeah, I'll come back to that. I added an air dam because I'm having some custom skins made. I got the UV map, just need the logos made, but we're going to have Old Dominion, Estes, XPO Logistics, Conway, which used to be Consolidated Freightways, non-union company before XPO bought them, UPS, FedEx. So it'll be a good truck to use for transportation role play. You can use it with Iconic's transportation pack. It's kind of what my trucks serve, a dual purpose. You can either use them in transportation role play, or you can use them in farming, hauling equipment, of course. Does it mean really you can play this game about any way you freaking want to? Alright, so engine options. Of course, same, single, dual. Engine options. You get the DD13 Detroit, which actually has the sounds, and the DD15 and 16 Detroit. As you can see, there's no shifter. You have the little instruction decal on the interior there for the automatic transmission, because it's DD16 plus DT12 automatic, whatever. You get a Series 60, which is the glider kit engine, and it's actually supposed to have, I can figure out why that's not showing up. I had it as an object change where there's a shifter here, but it's not showing up right now. But that's an easy fix. But it does take away the automatic instruction decal and has a actual shifter on the floor. But there are multiple sound files. Let's see. Packages, like appearance package, get the normal molded plastic bumper and plastic mirror caps. The painted bumper, which comes with plastic mirror caps, and the painted bumper in the chrome, and of course, chrome freaking everything. I think that's all the options on here for now. Like I said, there will be logo options. Go ahead and buy one. Let me show you that that's in different sound files. Okay, good. I put it down here. So you click the different sound file. That's the straight pipe Series 60 Detroit sounds. Which it's kind of everybody's favorite sounds. So there is supposed to be a shifter there, but there's not. There will be in the final version. personally think, it's personal preference of mine, but the Series 60 is probably one of the better sounding straight piped large diesels. So that's it for that one. We'll move on. You saw that funky exit point. Move on to the next one. Next one's the Freightliner Columbia glider. This one is going to have probably more options than any freaking truck that I've ever built, probably even in the game. So as you see, so far we've got sleeper, day cab, which is normal BBC frame. Kind of walk around here. A little more detail on the back of the cabs, but for now, no. One of my translations is off on that light, which I'll fix. These are all works in progress. I mean, none of them are finished. Technically, none of them are finished. There's a couple that we'll get to that are finished, but these are still very much works in progress, especially this truck, because I'm not even halfway done scripting options yet. You see it's a sleeper, or excuse me, day cab interior. Sleeper is a little bit different, but grill options, bumper options. This Columbia trim, it's optional. I just stuck it on there because I think it looks cool. You can't really see it, but you can kind of see it on this one. You can actually see the engine behind the tire there. The mass is a little too much, so that's why it's a little bit too low to the ground. It's a little bit too high. The mass is too high. There is the sleeper. Needs a little bit more detail added to it. It's not perfect, but we'll get it there. Of course, full UDIM with the exception of these gauges and this wood. Those are just UV map textures. I'm debating on whether I want to add custom skins to it or not, and I'll get to that later. This, like I said, this truck's got a long way to go before it's even out. But frame options, color options. These mirrors right here, these hood mirrors, they'll be optional whether you want to add them or not. And I'll show you something else too that I forgot to pull up here before I save this game. It will be an AR frame. And I'm just going to use the expendables. Let me see, the mass is way too high. Gosh almighty. Use the expendables silage and grain beds. It makes it a little bit easier instead of having to script all of that into one i3D and XML. It makes it easier just to do this way and just kind of have it as a mod pack. We'll kind of go over here. The actual truck itself. And it needs a new story image, of course. That's what it looks like in the store when you first get it loaded. You see the engine there. Design color, Consolidated Freightways red or black. Same with tanks, you can have Consolidated Freightways red, chrome, standard metal, or just like normal tarnished metal, black. Bumper color is a separate color from the actual body color. So what color I want this truck to be? Let's make it that color. So you see it's a separate color. You can make it the same color. You can make it its own funky color if you wanted to. Call this Exley Fave. I think, but this is starting to become my personal favorite color on these trucks in the game. Alright, so there's your bumper. You can have a chrome bumper, painted or chrome, whichever one. I'm not much of a chicken lights kind of guy on these highway trucks, but if you want to see chicken lights, if you guys want to see that, let me know, and I could probably add them on there. as an option. Of course, fairing. Looks like that one has not been. Yeah, we got to work on that. But it is an optional. It's not color selectable just yet. Let's see. Flatbed rack. Here's your standard one. I did change the color on this one to where it's actually just stainless versus stainless with the black in the middle. And severe duty rack. This will eventually be a truck that has tri-drive and tag axles, so I'll probably end up adding a light bar up there, and I'll end up doing these extra work lights here. Alright, so I said stock grill options. This is your normal Columbia look. There's the mesh grill. This looks pretty cool. Stock grill with the Columbia trim, and mesh grill with the Columbia trim. Rear fenders right now a little bit off scaled, like way off. Right now you just got plastic and chrome half fenders. Let's see, is that all these options? Of course, exhaust. Got that one and that one. Now for the rest of the options, go for those. Got just the normal wheels. I'll probably end up switching these out with my wheels instead of blue lines. Of course, heavy duty wheels. Here's the AR frame. Eventually, this will be what this frame I'll use for the tri-axle and tag axle, as well as add a fifth wheel option on here for more of like a heavy haul type situation. And sleeper. I am working on modeling up a flat top for the mid-roof XT sleeper. I don't have it right now. These are the models that I had to work with, the day cab and the sleeper. So I have to actually make the mid-roof or flat top, because I know everybody wants a flat top performance simulator. Nobody wants a full sleeper. They always want, I should say you guys always want a flat top. So there's the full sleeper, all the wheel options. And back to day cab. So that's that one in a nutshell so far. Like I said, it's a massive work in progress. It's filled with dozens of errors. It's not even close to being finished. I'm hoping maybe sometime in November or at the end of October. I'm hoping it'll be finished by then. Don't hold your breath or anything like that, but I'm hoping I'll have it finished by then. Alrighty. Of course, it has the same Series 60 Detroit sounds. You can see it's really, really wobbly. Everything's kind of off. Center mass is off, all that good stuff. So it's going to need a lot of work. But it'll be a great mod once it's done. I'm actually really excited about this one. Anyway. Next one. This is a 1989 Freightliner FLC-112. Old school. This mod itself is actually just about done. The only issues that I'm having right now is the player root's all screwed up. As you can see that I'm standing up in the seat versus actually sitting in it. And my foot's through the floorboard. Which, I mean, I guess it's about accurate for a 32-year-old truck, but anyway. The sounds for it, these are custom 3406 cat sounds that James Daugherty made for me that were originally going to go as part of the FL112. But I'm going to use these for the FLC-112. The FL-112 is a completely different truck, as you've seen. Well, that's the FL-112. The little single axle day cab. CF truck, basically, a city truck. Eventually I'll do an update for this one. I had a tandem axle, but it's way, way down the road. Anyway, back to what we're doing. So, let's you hear this thing. Sounds pretty daggone good. Sounds like an old school cat. Lots. This mod itself is actually almost done. So the only two things that hold me back right now is that situation. Obviously not touching the steering wheel. Here's Jake. Jake works nice. Picked up this trailer here. I don't know why I left this trailer sitting here. I swear the mirrors in Farming Simulator are about useless. Yeah, sounds like an old school cat. Looks really good. This is one that FS19 and FS17 modding actually donated to me. It was one of the ones when I said I was going to do X amount of trucks for Farm Simulator. This is one of the ones he donated to me, so. The only other issue is speedometer goes the wrong direction. So that's the only other issue with that truck. So really it's error free at this point. I've got everything on it scripted that I want. It's just those two issues, the speedometer going backwards and the player route, which is me, where I'm sitting. Those only two things really messed up. Do it in the store here. You can see there's several options. You can have that rack or that rack, which I changed the color on it too. Fenders, have half fenders, those types of fenders. An unholy amount of color options and frame options. Pink. So whichever you want. If you want Case IH red, New Holland blue, well there you go. I haven't, but there's a ton of options for colors. Let's see, other options. Front bumper, stainless, or chrome, or black. Air dam, you have that. A lot of these trucks were like little city trucks back in the day. So there's front air splitter. Wheels, I don't know how I feel about these wheels yet or not, because you have rear steel wheels or just ones with the caps. But the front wheels don't really have much of an option to them, so I may change these out with another set of wheels. There's the single axle. This one that actually came with the Hum 3D model. Or single axle. Single stack, I should say. It came with the Hum 3D model. Cat 34.6B, change setup. So there's single stack, straight stacks, miter cuts. Just a decent good old farm truck. That's what this one will be. Let's see. On to the next one. So I'm going to touch briefly on this truck here because it is a group only mod, which means you have to be part of the group, Whiskey Sierra modding group, on Facebook to get it. It's scheduled to be released tomorrow, Friday the 25th. But it is 100% complete, ready to go. This is actually a conversion from American Truck Simulator. This is exactly remember who the modder was that was it from, of course. It is a group only mod. It has custom sounds that I actually made myself that James Daugherty fixed for me because they were a little bit messed up. There's the interior. Just clean, simple. It's supposed to be like a glider kit truck. See the microwave. You see Farming Simulator on the computer back there. Just can't really see it because the camera doesn't really go back that far. There's a glider kit basically is like this. They actually quit making this truck. I believe it was in 2009. They changed the body style on it and they only offer this non-glider kit, which means it's still brand new, but it just had a rebuilt Series 60 pre-emissions engine in it. But let's listen to this one. The idle sounds really good. That's a really long truck itself, so turn radius I think great on it. Good old lights. Swing it wide. It's also supposed to, it sounds kind of like two different run sounds. It is, but we couldn't figure out how to get just one run sound without the idle sound taking over. If that makes sense. Probably doesn't. Fought really hard with these sounds. The Jake brake sounds awesome. I like to say I nearly broke the game by having that Jake brake like that. Let's see, store image, say Freightliner Coronado glider. Chisholm is white in the store. Virginia tag. Tried Freightliner Tennessee mud flaps. So, comes out just like this with the stock fenders and steps instead of the full side skirts. A lot of these that's how they come now. Of course, they're going to quit making gliders in 2020. This is the last year of the glider kit truck. But chrome half fenders and the full side skirts. Bumper guard. Just basically just like a dull metal look. Stock pipes, straight pipes, and miter cut. Same thing with the racks. These are the high quality rims from Blue Line Speed. Of course, he'll get credit for them. Of course, these wheels, I think just about everyone is expendables. Pretty much everybody's used these wheels by now, I'm pretty sure. Probably one of my favorite trucks that I've done so far, because I've always loved how these trucks looked. Back when my dad was driving, he wanted to buy a truck, and I was trying to talk him into buying one of these. They are probably one of the sharpest looking Freightliners on the road, I think. There's a 0 tune, you can get 500 horsepower. Actually, almost 600 horsepower. That's it for that one. Like I said, this one is a group only mod. It won't be publicly released. It'll just be in the group only. Now the group, it's simple. Like, just be honest. Like, actually answer the questions. Don't just go on there and just join the groups. Think you'll get in, because you won't. Alright. This video is getting kind of long. I didn't realize how long this video is actually going to get. Anyway, we'll just touch briefly on this one. This is the International 88 series. You see, I don't know what I'm doing right here. It's still very much work in progress. But I bought this model myself. I know there's already an 88 out there, but I actually purchased this model before I knew there was. And I've done a lot of things in Blender with it. Can't really tell. This one you can tell I had to actually make that centerpiece for the hood and split that grill in two. It's also see-through. You see an engine in there. So I've done a lot of work to Blender with it. Fully UDIM and everything. The sounds from the 1455 from FS-17. I really liked how it sounded. I tried to find a good sound video for it. I couldn't really find one, so. But this one, I believe I put it out here. I used my 7710 Ford as a template, so it's still showing up as a Ford here. But yeah, there's his door. You'll have opening doors time I'm done with it. AJ Bentley or Aaron Sawyer donated his 88 to me, so it'll be kind of a joint project between me and him. And I want to do the whole series, not just the 54, basically. Front weight, which I'm going to do where you can have the bracket or the front weight instead of just that. Beacons, these are still kind of off, yeah. Of course, it's a little messed up now, but rear carpet duals. I didn't like how these wheels turned out because I edge split them before I knew that edge split was an actual modifier that you can choose and not just the option in the drop down menu in Blender. So they're a little bit jagged, so I got to redo those. Of course, like so far I've only got Michelin tires. Loader is alloy console. That's what I got so far with that one. But I'm hoping it'll be one of the better ones for FS-19 once it is finally released. It's the first international I've ever done. I've done a Case IH tractor. I've done a ton of New Hollands and Fords. So this will be my first true international. It's got a long way to go. Alright. Of course, y'all seen this one. This one is actually ready to be released. The good old forage harvester. Tons of color options. You see Goodyear LSWs that you can have different warning symbols on the back. The header pack itself, actually, is also... Ooh, I gotta fix that. Color selectable. West Hills Tractor in Jonesboro, Tennessee actually sent me a picture of their dealer decal to stick on here. That's what that is. Their Case New Holland dealership. Let's see. I did the sounds of the FR850 from FS17. We converted those. I think they sound much better than what the one from FS19, the FR780, which is whatever it was. But I think they sound much better. Beacon lights. This one's got the front light bar option. 24 miles per hour, that's as fast as one in real life goes. Little decorative fire extinguisher on top of the pressure. Whoop, there's a pole there. I think it looks pretty good. It's turned out pretty good. Actually really happy with it. There's several out there that are US spec or whatever you want to call it. This combines both. It also combines what some people like color options, some people don't. Let's do a quick test, show you. There's a harvester in action here. Same wide as a trailer, Swift. See, it looks pretty good, I think. I don't know where that helper's going, but okay. See, it chops corn a little bit faster than the stock version. I believe I'll have it set to 8 miles an hour, or 6 miles an hour, I should say, from the game. But so I got in touch with somebody from New Holland. Got it figured out that it was 8 miles an hour is the top chopping speed for corn. So I fixed that on my header. So this one goes a heck of a lot faster, as you can see, than the factory one. Got them lost. As you can see, it's also got track options. Let's go look at it here. New story image. Different signs, so you can have European signs, just straight North American, warning triangle, or a combination of both. Light bar, you can have rear light bar, front light bar, or you can have both. And they do work. Wheel setups, you got tread board, and you can have just normal size tires, wide singles, and wide duals. And these are the actual duals, not the clamp-on duals, the European style. I added some reflectors here to kind of make it look a little bit more realistic. And of course, tracks. Now they look like they're floating, and there's a reason for that. As you saw in my last video, I had a little issues with the tracks, and I about got to the point where I took them off. Any lower than that, it's going to look like it's tipping forward. And then when you go to put any kind of header on the front of it, the tracks actually be dipping in the ground. As you can see why. There's actually the wheel radius, even though it's supposed to be here, it's over there. Is these, for some reason, I don't know if it's got something to do with the game, but when you go to add tracks, it doesn't add a track collision. It only adds a wheel collision. So I'm not really sure why. Michelin's same thing. Standard, wide, duals. I personally like the wide and the dual Michelins. I think they look pretty nice. Very American looking, I guess. Of course, tracks for it too. Midas, you get the same thing. And Lizard, aka Goodyear. There's plans to submit this to Giants, whether they like it or not. If they don't like it, I'll end up doing an update after it's released and adding Goodyear to the brand. I believe these are customs Goodyears. LSWs and tracks, which I think looks kind of cool. I think that is, yep, that's it. For wheel options, I said light bars, window tint. Either have just tinted windows or not tinted. I personally like tinted myself. Of course, engine models, you get FR480, 550, 650, 780, 850, and 920. It's got the whole 9 yards. Headers are another one. I actually redid all the headers, changed the speeds on them, made them all color configurable. So if I find my edits here. Did I not add them to? Huh. Apparently I forgot to add them to the game, save game. Except for this one. I got this one. I removed the Euro flags from it. The Euro placards, whatever you want to call them. I made it color configurable. Which I forgot to go over that with the harvester, but New Holland blue, New Holland red, blue power, red candy or red power, whatever you want to call it, and black. I did not go over the color options. Here you go. Color options, New Holland blue, New Holland red, which looks cool with like, it makes it look like a New Holland implement. Blue power, candy red, and black. Of course, there's a ton of wheel color options. Just normal white, kind of a silver and gray chrome. So there's literally so many. So if you want to have matching, and even if you want to completely match, you can. So it's a ton of options. So I think that about sums it up. I don't think I've got anything else working right now, or it's close to being done, but within the next month or so, all this should be out. So, like and subscribe for more. Like I said, I'm working on tutorials as I got time. I haven't had much time here lately. I've just been busy with work, busy with family life. Oh yeah, before I go, I'll remember this thing. I'm not going to say too much about it right now. This is the version that's not edge split, but I'm not going to say too much about it right now. The only thing I will say is it no longer explodes when you unload it. And after talking to some people on my Patreon, it will be released when it's finished. Somebody who leaked it really did not benefit the community in any way when they released it, because it's not like it was a completely finished mod hiding behind a paywall for 6 months at a time or whatever. It was not even close to being ready to be released when it was leaked. So that guy literally did the community no favors. By the way, I'm not salty about that. I don't really care. That's his prerogative, whatever. It will be released when it is finished. And I've had a little bit of help with it, with animations, and we're starting to make some headway into it. A lot of his animations and collisions. And it is meant for small square bills, not for big ones, as you can see. So, that being said, like and subscribe for more. I'm hoping I can get that one presentable and usable so I can actually do a video on me using it. We are on Patreon, and like I said before, Patreon's not a way to get mods. It is a way to support our page and support future projects and vote on future projects. Helps me rather to buy 3D models and to buy software. I'm planning on buying Substance Painter so I can do some custom dirt maps and all that at some point. I haven't got around to it yet. So yeah, I'll put all the links for everything below. Our Facebook page. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, go check it out. If you're not a member of the group, go check it out. Like I said, Freightliner Coronado is going to be released in a couple days. On the group and the group only. So if you join the group, just be truthful, be honest, actually answer the questions. Don't just send a request in, because you will be denied. I do not accept fake Facebook pages or alternate accounts. So if you do not have a profile picture, you're probably not going to get in the Facebook group. So yeah, there is a PayPal donation link too. If you guys don't want to go the Patreon route, it's not a big deal. But as for that, I think I've gone almost an hour. I've killed almost an hour doing this, so I'm going to go do something else that's productive as a grown-up. Anyway, like I said, like and subscribe, and we'll catch y'all next time.